Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Arc Mobile official server series. In this video, I'm going to be playing on the official server Volcano, but without using any amber rushing, hacking, and just with normal vanilla settings. This video was pretty crazy. If you enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. I ended up spawning in West Zone 2 after my character had unsurprisingly been killed since my last video. This was pretty unbothersome because I didn't really have that good stuff on me except for my levels. And so I spawned in with 2 more levels available from the last video, which I just put into movement speed because you know I like to be fast. Unfortunately for this period, it was pitch black and just terrible for recording, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next day. Starting out on day 1 of this video, I just needed to get stuff for the basic tools and weapons. So I grabbed stone, wood, and thatch and just got settled. After getting basic tools, I decided it was time to start a pursuit just to get that little bit of early game XP. So I decided to try and tame a dillo. I also think it's so cool seeing all these bases all around the island. It's a really cool change from single player. After I found the Explorer note, I completely forgot I was doing any sort of dillo taming, and so I went back to the pursuits and saw that Better Duds was available and just decided to learn all of the hide armor pursuits, hide armor engrams, so I could then start the pursuit. I then was attacked by a dillo, who seemed to want to spite me just because I didn't want to tame him. I did harvest up the hide of him and his partners to begin the pursuit. I killed a few more dillos before I decided that getting hide at this stage would just take way too long because I couldn't really be bothered to make a bow and a bunch of bolas, and I was really prone to dying. So instead I just decided to start the second Fiomia pursuit, which I would totally not cheat, and I would absolutely build my own house to complete. After finding a few houses that I definitely built myself, I realized that I was having trouble completing the last part of the pursuit, which was to just move inside. But I did find a cool moose. I stumbled across this really cool looking house, which was very well guarded. Although I did manage to sneak right by, and luckily the door was open. And finally, my pursuit was done. This house also had a wooden cage in it, which I totally thought was strange. But more importantly, with the Explorer node boost I still had, I was able to have 2 levels available instead of just 1, and I just stuck those both into movement speed. After some more wandering around, I decided to kill this iguanodon for its hide, and it did not end up working exactly as I planned. I actually did manage to kill the iguanodon, and so I went over to harvest it for its meat and hide. However, because I didn't have any food, I decided to eat a bunch of the raw meat, and I died. Pretty embarrassing. I respawned on the beach, eager to get some stuff back, but honestly, it wasn't the end of the world. I recovered my stuff from the beacon, and that's when the video really gets interesting. I stumbled across this dead body with nothing in it, and then I realized that the dinosaur right next to me was in the process of being tamed. This meant that whoever was taming it had to be very close by. And then I saw someone running around with a torch, my first encounter of this video. I took out my bow and aimed a shot right at him, completely missed, and then realized that he wasn't even trying to attack me. He then took away his torch, which was super annoying, and I could barely see anything, and then he sort of disappeared from my view. I still couldn't find him, so I decided to start hacking at the Stegosaurus to see if that would draw him out. I also definitely didn't want him to maybe finish the tame and then have the dinosaur that would fight me. So that's what I did. I do feel a little bad killing a Stegosaurus that is asleep, but you do what you gotta do in this game. Then, right after killing a Stegosaurus, I went in my inventory to check out what I got from the Stegosaurus, and boom, I got smacked from behind. A hit that took out more than half my health. So I pulled out my bow to see where he was, and I couldn't see a thing. Playing this game in the night is so difficult. And then I spotted him on the hill, and he had a spear out, so I was completely screwed. I took out my bow and hazarded another few shots at him, missing all of them. Tried to wait for him to get still so I could get a headshot, and luckily he did, giving me basically a free kill. This was really lucky because this guy totally had better stuff than me. After getting this guy's stuff, I wandered off again, and I immediately stumbled across even more people. And I could tell by the little lighted up area on screen right there. I don't think they saw me at first, so I decided to climb up on a rock and load up my bow. And I just sniped one right in the head and killed him. The next guy I ran behind with was my bear pickaxe and started whacking him with it. I don't think he even realized that his partner was dead yet, and so by then it was just all over. He actually did get a bunch of damage on me, and I definitely should have just used a spear, but I did get him in the end. This is now 3 kills in the span of like 2 minutes. I started gathering up materials to make a bed because I thought that it was super possible these people came back, especially because I realized they were in the middle of a tame. Once I actually remembered this, I went over and just finished off the raptor because I could not have them with tame. And then I continued gathering materials for my bed. I went to craft a thatch foundation to put the bed that I finally had the materials for on, and I was met with quite the surprise when someone with a club out of nowhere just started attacking me. He knocked me unconscious, and this is where it got really bad. He took everything I had while I was still alive, and there was nothing I could do. After many minutes of being unconscious and being fed Noka berries, I woke up and I just ran away from him as fast as I could. I decided to make one last-ditch effort at knocking him out with my fists because I actually do increase torpor pretty well in Ark Mobile. I honestly have no idea if it's the same in the PC or console version. So I just decided to run at the guy with my now very superior movement speed. And I sort of camped out behind these rocks. And then right as he wasn't looking, I came up behind him. I was much faster than him, but I realized he was holding a pike way too late. And so by the time I got my first punch, I was dead. I respawned, and I just decided that I would not be having any more PvP fights, and I just started an Explore No Pursuit to get some extra levels. I ended up traveling pretty far and finding one, but for some reason, after I opened it, I got a message saying there must be another note nearby. I looked all over and I couldn't find anything. And the tracking in the corner only pointed me towards the old note, so I just decided to give it up and get levels in a different way. I started the Mega Piranha Pursuit, And honestly, I wish I hadn't, because I could not find a single Mega Piranha anywhere. I looked all around the map, and I finally found one in a river nearby. And he jumped right out of the water, giving me an easy kill. And I honestly think it looked pretty funny. He did manage to evade that last shot with a sneaky escape. But luckily, I ended up getting him. I managed to find a second one in another nearby river, but honestly, really, my heart was not in this pursuit, and I was just trying to finish it before I stopped recording for the day. I do really like playing on this server though, and I hope you guys want to see more. I'm really excited to get metal and rifles and armor and stuff that'll make me much more PvP strong. I definitely can see myself making a base next episode and definitely getting some starter tames, because that would be so helpful in a server like this. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.